Afternoon all, Coach Russ here. Just want to get the camera right. Who I was laughing, talking about it's the phone. And I seem to be a bit off centre, don't I? But hey ho, what can you do? I'm not a professional. Good afternoon, Coach Russ from the Right Coach. And I'm sitting in the car park with Tesco's, trying to get the sum up the excitement to go and queue for my weekly shop. No matter what time I seem to come here, it's always busy and there's always a queue. Goes in about 20 minutes, not in the world. However, you've not come here today to listen to me talk about shopping. What you have come here today is listen to me to talk to you about why you have to stop. So I mentioned this morning I want to talk about injuries and the reason we get injured is pretty obvious. I won't go too deep into that, but we get injured, especially as we get older. Our bones get a little bit more weaker, our muscles get a little bit tighter sometimes, especially if we do a lot of sitting around. If we just sit at the desk all day, be it at home or in the office, we tend to not be as flexible as we were in our youth. So when we grow up till we get to about 15, 16, 17, 18, in those younger years we're moving all the time, our body's got the fluids running through it, which keeps the joints moving nicely. As we grow up, those joints start getting a bit tighter, those fluids don't move quite as fluidly, and injuries occur. That's going to happen. Now, whether you're just coming back to exercise after a long period, or whether you're exercising now and have been exercising for years, we're going to get injured at some point. And there's two or three choices when you get injured. Well, probably two choices, actually. First one is carry on through the injury and hope that it gets better by doing exercises around the injury. And the second one is just stopping. And I want to have you consider something, that if you carry on through the injury, the chances are you're going to make it worse. You just can't get around it. Because wherever the injury is, by working out on other parts of the body will still have an impact. So if let's say you've got a shoulder injury or a neck injury, a really upper body injury, and you think, well, I'll do some squats because it's just my legs. Unless you can tell me that part of the body where you've injured, either the shoulder or the neck, is going to be absolutely solidly still, you're going to be moving that part of the body and therefore not resting it. Likewise, if you think, I don't know, you've injured your ankle or you've injured your knee and you think, oh, I'll do some press ups, it's okay because it's all chest, it's upper body. Well, it's okay if you're not touching the floor with your ankle. It's okay if you don't put your knee down. It's okay if you don't trip or get tired and put down your knee. If you've hurt your lower back, I mean, you can't get away from that. It's pretty damn obvious. If you hurt your lower back, anything you do goes through the lower back. Anything you do goes through the core. So you can't get away from it. You can't ignore the fact that once you're injured, you can't out-train an injury, whatever anyone tells you. So my recommendation is quite simply, you have to stop. I'm the biggest mistake that I've made is through injury. I have a history of back problems. I've had 2 back operations over the years. Thankfully, as I've lost weight and I've got older, my back's got stronger through exercise, but it's always there. So 3 weeks ago now, coming up to 4 weeks, I believe, I put my back out on a bike. I won't bore you how I did it. I missed my footing. Anyway, long story. I felt it go. I had no choice. I was 15 miles from home. I had to cycle home. And that in itself made it worse. But since that point, I have done nothing but rest. And only this week, I've started to walk again. But I've had nothing but rest. I've done no exercise, which, as you can imagine, for someone who's in the industry is really tough. Because whatever it is, I do like to keep moving. I may not be the biggest fan of getting to the gym, which I can't do at the moment anyway, but I do like to keep moving. So this week I've started walking, and yesterday I noticed I've tweaked it again. I've tweaked my hip flexors, which is in a direct response to my back being a bit weaker at the moment. So I've got to take the walking easy as well. But the point is, 4 weeks ago when I did that injury, had I carried on going the next day thinking I'll work my way through it, I guarantee from previous experience and working with clients and working with myself that injury would only get worse. So if you hurt yourself and you carry on, rather than being out for 3 or 4 weeks as I am now, you could be out for 3 or 4 months. And that will have an impact on your well-being, your mental well-being. Forget diets. No, I'm not talking about losing weight or your food. Just your mental well-being is affected by not being able to move. So if you want to be out for 3 or 4 months, keep on working out when you're injured, because that's the potential. It could be longer, it may be less, but you will do yourself more harm than good by working out when you've hurt yourself. Now, in relation to your food and your weight loss goals, everyone believes they've got to be exercising, as you know, to lose weight. Got to be exercising, got to be working out hard, otherwise I can't lose any weight. Well, absolute BS. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's not all about exercise when it comes to fat loss and weight loss. It's about your nutrition. So I'm going to give myself as an example, purely because I'm here, I'm living it. I've lost approaching 8 pounds in the last 2 weeks without exercise. Been walking this week a bit. First week was nothing, the week before was nothing, and I still managed to lose weight because of my nutrition. Now, granted, you have to make allowances, you have to eat less if you're moving less, but it's doable. So putting that to one side and forgetting about your food, because you can still deal with that, you can still lose weight. We come back to exercise, and to round up and to finish up, guys, if you've hurt yourself and not able to get attention at the moment, which is hard to get from people because everyone's hiding away for obvious reasons. If you've hurt yourself, you need to rest. You need to think about icing it. You need to think about getting some heat on it. You need to think about some stretches potentially. But get advice from a medical professional. Speak to a physio, speak to an osteo. If you haven't got one, I can recommend one who will speak to you over the phone, who's very good, will cover you wherever you are in the country, so there's no issue there. Speak to someone, get some advice on what you can do to make the injury repair quicker. That's a really bad English sentence, but you know what I mean. To repair the injury even quicker. But you have to rest. You've got to stop, rest, accept that at the moment you can't exercise, and once it's better, you get back on it, you build the injury, but you build the strength back up in that area of the body, and you crack on. So guys, I hope that's been useful for you. If you've hurt yourself, stop, repair, renew, get strong, go again. If that process takes 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, in the grand scheme of things, over the years and years and years you could be exercising, 4, 6, 8 weeks is nothing. Hope that helps. Have a great day. But for now, Coach Russ out.